Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Our most precious resources, our greatest hope for the future, are the minds and hearts of our people, especially our children.
Education is the one investment that means more for our future because it means the most for our children.
Because education is more important than ever, more than ever the key to our children's future, we must make sure all our children have that key.
If we ensure that America's children succeed in life, they will ensure that America succeeds in the world.
In a global economy where the most valuable skill you can sell is your knowledge, a good education is no longer just a pathway to opportunity, it is a prerequisite.
And that's why tonight I am announcing America's education goals.
Based on these 10 principles. First and foremost, are our children learning what they need to know to compete and win in the global economy?
Second,
good jobs begin with good schools. Third, we need to turn around failing schools.
Fourth, we need to invest in the skills and education of our people.
Fifth,
standards and accountability.
Sixth, we must continue to promote order and discipline. Seventh,
in the fields of science and technology and engineering and math.
Eighth,
and we will expand our commitment to charter schools.
Ninth,
reward teachers of merit.
One last point about education.
Now I ask you, and I ask all our nation's governors, I ask parents, teachers, and citizens all across America for a new nonpartisan commitment to education.
But the future's at stake. The nation will not accept anything less than excellence in education. These investments will keep America competitive.
Because we know the countries that outteach us today will outcompete us tomorrow.
We welcome competition.
In order to be competitive in this global economy,
to compete with other nations.
If we want innovation to produce jobs in America and not overseas, then we also have to win the race to educate our kids.
By the year 2000, U.S. students must be the first in the world in math and science achievement.
The quality of our math and science education lags behind many other nations.
While we grew complacent, others have acted.
At a time when other countries are doubling down on education, tight budgets have forced states to lay off thousands of teachers.
Japan, with a population only about half the size of ours, graduates from its universities more engineers than we do.
In South Korea, teachers are known as nation builders.
And we must be the world's leader in education.
The best education in the world.
What it really comes down to is this. The longer our graduation lines are today, the shorter our unemployment lines will be tomorrow.
But to prepare for the jobs of tomorrow,
the jobs of the future,
we can make sure our children are prepared for the jobs of the future.
Today, an education is even more important to the economic well-being of our whole country.
In the 21st century, the best anti-poverty program around is a world-class education.
Now we must demand better results from our high schools, so every high school diploma is a ticket to success.
Every diploma ought to mean something.
And we are going to make sure our schools' diplomas mean something.
No child should graduate from high school with a diploma he or she can't read.
Let's also make sure that a high school diploma puts our kids on a path to a good job.
But there's a problem.
We all know the sorry story of the 60s and 70s, soaring spending, plummeting test scores. For 20 years, scholastic aptitude test scores of our high school students went down.
When some of our students actually have trouble locating America on a map of the world,
40% of our 8-year-olds cannot read on their own, and our 12th graders rank near the bottom.
Poor children trapped in failing public schools.
Failing schools.
Failing schools.
Yet for too long, for too many children, those skills were never mastered.
There's a lesson here that we all should write on the blackboard 100 times. In a child's education, money can never take the place of basics.
Now, each year, the national government invests more than $15 billion in our schools.
To invest in America's future.
And we do, of course, spend heavily on education, more than we spend on defense.
Investment which I seek in our children.
We're providing more funding for our schools, a 36% increase since 2001.
Already we've made historic investment.
And it's there for education, another record high.
$51 billion next year, but far more than money is required.
That how we spend is as important as how much we spend.
Real improvement in our schools is not simply a matter of spending more. It's a matter of asking more, expecting more of our schools, our teachers, of our kids, of our parents, and ourselves.
I believe we must change the way we invest that money. Investing more, but demanding more in turn. Some things work and some things don't. It is time to support what works and to stop supporting what does not work.
And the idea here is simple. Instead of rewarding failure, we only reward success. But we know that our schools don't just need more resources, they need more reform. Instead of funding the status quo, we only invest in reform.
Just as more incentives are needed within our schools, greater competition is needed among our schools.
Foster competition and innovation.
And competitive education. We launched a competition that
through block grants to the states.
Convinced almost every state to develop smarter curricula and higher standards. Standards for teaching and learning. High standards and close achievement gaps.
To increase accountability, raising standards, and holding schools accountable for results. Raising standards and lifting test scores. Standards are higher. We're requiring higher standards. To lift the standards of our public schools, we achieved historic education reform.
But all successful schools have followed the same proven formula. Higher standards, more accountability, and extra help so children who need it can get it to reach those standards. By raising standards, raising expectations, and raising accountability.
And we must hold all concerned accountable.
Enforce tougher standards by setting a standard of excellence. Without standards and competition, there can be no champions, no records broken, no excellence in education or any other walk of life. But we must do more to restore discipline to schools. Discipline in our schools, like discipline, hard work, and yes, homework.
Disciplined environment.
Order and discipline, sensible discipline policies.
Hard work and discipline.
We must do better.
If a child doesn't receive adequate math and science teaching by the age of 16, he or she has lost the chance to be a scientist or an engineer. Our children should master the basic concepts of math and science.
A special incentive to excel in science and mathematics and helping to make America #1 in math and science.
First in the world in science and came in second in math.
Strong math and science preparation. We need to encourage children to take more math and science.
Inspire students to excel in math and science. And create classes that focus on science, technology, engineering, and math.
And we must revolutionize America's schools.
Corporations adopting schools.
So we have to establish a partnership between businesses and education to start charter schools. We know charter schools provide real public school choice. When I became president, there was just one independent public charter school in all America. I ask you now to help us meet our goal, opening the way to 3,000 new charter schools, chartering their schools to be run by private corporations.
And we will expand our commitment to to charter schools.
Private sector initiatives are crucial to our future.
Teachers matter.
Merit pay so that good teachers get A's as well as apples.
The creation of special presidential awards for the best teachers in every state, because excellence should be rewarded.
We should reward and recognize our best teachers. Reward good teachers.
New incentives for teacher performance, pathways for advancement, and rewards for success. And reward the best ones. We want to reward good teachers and stop making excuses for bad ones. And to replace teachers who just aren't helping kids learn.
We should quickly and fairly remove those few who don't measure up.
Our children come first, and that's why I established a bipartisan National Commission on Excellence in Education.
Goals developed with enormous cooperation.
I was proud to work with members of both parties
For a new nonpartisan commitment to education.
Republicans and Democrats work together to achieve historic education reform so that no child is left behind.
The bipartisan legislation.
During the last 2 years, we have seen what can be accomplished when we work together.
This year, we've broken through the stalemate between left and right.
We rose above partisan differences.
Because education is a critical national security issue for our future, and politics must stop at the schoolhouse door.
And that is not a Democratic issue or a Republican issue. That's an American issue.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
God bless you.
And may God continue to bless
These United States of America.